Hey guys, Melissa here with lovableloops.com. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet the Houndstooth pattern. Okay, this is the hat that I had designed. The pattern for this is available on my blog. I designed it for sizes toddler, child, and then teen, adult. I'll link to that below for you. So typically when you're going to do the Houndstooth pattern, you're going to use two contrasting colors. I really like the look of the black and white, but because black is so hard to see on camera, it's really hard to see the individual stitches. I'm going to use this shade of blue here and white. I'm going to show you how to do the Houndstooth print pattern when you're working a flat piece, and then I'll also show you how to do it in the round. One of the most important things to remember is that you always need to work in multiples of 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and chain a row of 20 stitches plus 1 for my turning chain. So 1, 2, 3, 10. Just to note, I'm not making anything in particular here. I am just making a chain that will be long enough to just show you how to make the pattern. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I have multiples of 2, and then I'm going to add 1 for my turning chain. And I'm going to single crochet in that second chain from the hook. Now, when you are doing the Houndstooth print, each row and each round is worked in the same color, and what you do for that round or row is alternate between a single crochet and a double crochet. So in my next chain, I'm going to double crochet. And then again in that next chain, I'm going to single crochet. So you're just going to alternate between a double crochet and a single crochet for that row. So I just did a double, so now I'm doing a single. If you don't know how to single crochet or double crochet, you can go to my channel. I have tutorials on there. I'll try to remember to link to those tutorials below. Single, double. The next rows will be easier. Sometimes I think crocheting into a chain is harder than crocheting into stitches that have already been made. Okay, so you're just alternating between single and double crochets. Okay, since my first stitch was a single crochet, I'm going to end with a double crochet. Okay, so we have our first row done. Go ahead and turn your work. Now, I'm going to be attaching my white, and my next row will be worked in white, and I'll be working from right to left, okay? So when I get over here for the next row, for the third row, I'm going to need my blue again. But because my working yarn is over here, what I'm going to have to do is carry it with me, and I'll show you how to do that. So go ahead and join your white yarn. Now, the way this works with the Houndstooth pattern is for when I'm crocheting now, I'm still alternating between single and double crochets. I'm going to work all of my single crochets into the double crochets from the previous round, and then my double crochets are worked into the single crochets from the previous round. So my last stitch here was a double crochet, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start this row, this end, with a single crochet. I'm going to tighten everything up here. And now I need to carry that blue yarn with me. So what you'll do is you'll just lay it across the top of your stitches and work over it. Okay, so I have my white yarn, and this is a little awkward, but go ahead and chain 1, and you're going to single crochet into that first stitch over your blue yarn. I don't think I got it. Hang on, sorry. Got so many yarn ends here. Okay. Make sure that the blue, this will get easier in a minute, is there. Okay, so I have my first single crochet, and you can go ahead and tighten everything up. Okay, and then I'm going to make in the next stitch a double crochet, and I just have my blue working yarn laying on top because we're going to carry it to the other end. Okay, double crochet, then again in the next stitch single crochet. So again, you're alternating between single and double crochets all the way across. Okay, let me see if I can show you this closer so you can see. All of those single crochets are worked into double crochets from the previous round. It's probably harder to see because of the chain. It'll be more apparent in the next rows. But then all of your double crochets are worked into those single crochets from the previous row. And I have that working yarn right on top there, and I just crochet right over it, blends right in. You won't see it. If you didn't want to carry your yarn with you each row, what you could do is cut it off and rejoin, but then you end up with a lot of yarn tails to weave in, which I don't think that's anybody's favorite thing to do. I apologize for the lighting, it's raining today. You're going to want to pull that blue to make sure that it's nice and straight. You don't want to pull it too tight because you don't want to pull it in on this end, but you do want to make sure it's nice and straight. Okay, so we've completed 2 rows. Okay, make sure that blue yarn's nice and straight. And now we're going to go back to using the blue, which means we need to carry the white yarn with us, okay? So since our last stitch here was a double crochet, we're going to begin by making a single crochet. So grab your blue yarn, chain 1, and then you're going to single crochet right over that white yarn, because again we need to carry that to the other side. Just like that. Okay, and then in that next stitch, that white next stitch is a single crochet, you're going to double crochet. And again, working right over the white yarn. And you continue that pattern all the way across. You can see the pattern starting to form. Oops, that was supposed to be a double. I'm going to redo that because it's a little loose. the kids are still home. It's New Year's Eve, so Happy New Year's, everyone. But unfortunately, you can probably hear them yelling in the background. Poor kids are probably ready to go back to school. It's raining, so we can't really get them out today. Oops. Okay, so you're just continuing that pattern of alternating between single and double crochets all the way across. Okay, so we had started with a single crochet, so our last stitch of the row will end up being a double crochet. Okay, so go ahead and turn your work and I'll show you one more row and then I'll show you how to do this in the round. Okay, so again we're making a single crochet here. So go ahead and grab your white yarn, chain one, and we're going to be working over our blue yarn to carry it to the other end. So go ahead and single crochet in that first stitch and then double crochet in the next stitch. All right, so there we have 4 rows of the houndstooth print completed. You can see starting to form. Looks really good, and I think these colors actually look really pretty together. So what you would do is you would just continue working back and forth, carrying that yarn with you, alternating colors each row. You're double crocheting in all of the single crochets from the previous row and single crocheting in all of the double crochets from the previous row. Okay, and then you would just continue doing that until you reach the desired length of whatever project it is that you're working on. So now I'm going to show you how to do this pattern in the round. Okay, again, very important, you're working in multiples of 2. So I'm going to go ahead and make a slip knot, and I'm going to chain 20. Now I'm going to join in the round, so I don't need to add any for returning chains. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. joining in the round with a slip stitch. I'm going to chain one, and then I'm going to make a single crochet in that same chain. Single crochet. Okay, sorry if I'm going off camera here. Okay. And then double crochet in the next, and you're going to alternate between single and double crochets all the way around, just like we did for the row when we were working in the flat. Single, and we're making a double, single, double, single, double, all the way around. Since my first stitch was a single crochet, I'm going to end with a double crochet. So in my last chain here, I'll be making a double crochet. Okay, and then you're going to join in the round with a slip stitch to the first stitch of the round. Okay. Now, when you're working in the round, the nice thing about this is you do not have to carry your yarn colors with you because you're going to end up where you started. So you can see here, this is the inside of my houndstooth beanie. When I was working, I would just pull that next color up each round. It's just a tiny little line of yarn there that steps up for each new round. Okay, so go ahead and grab your white yarn. Now, since my first stitch with my blue round was a single crochet, I'm going to attach my white yarn and chain 2. It'll get easier. These yarn tails are all in the way here. Okay. All right, I need to chain 2. You can tighten everything up after you start making your stitches. Okay. Then I'm going to, in this first stitch here, I'm going to double crochet. And then in my next stitch, that was a double crochet, I'm going to make a single crochet. Double, single. And again, you do not have to carry that yarn with you because we are going to end up back where we started. Single, double, single, double, single. I'll try to show you close up here. So you can see all of those single crochets are being made in the stitches from the previous round that were double crochets, and the double crochets are going into the single crochets from the previous round. So you just keep that pattern up all the way around. I apologize for the squeakiness here. And now my dog is playing. You can probably hear him running around up there. I don't know what he's doing. Okay, so since my first stitch here was a double crochet, my last stitch is going to end up being a single crochet. Okay, go ahead and join. And now we need to switch back to the blue, so just move that white out of your way there. Grab the blue, pull it up. Now you don't want to pull too tight, just enough, just snug enough so that it's not too loose on the inside, but also you don't want it pulling up these stitches. Chain 1. Since our first white stitch was a double crochet, we're going to make a single crochet into that stitch. And then you're just going to alternate again between your single and double crochets all the way around. Okay, and oops. So my first crochet of the round of blue was a single crochet, so I will end up making a double crochet in that last stitch. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and join in the round again with the slip stitch there. And now I need to switch back to white. And again, my first blue stitch was a single crochet, so I'm going to grab my white yarn and chain 2. 1, 2, and then I can tighten up that blue yarn, and we're going to make a double crochet. And then once again, alternating back and forth between double and single crochets all the way around. And my first stitch of this round was a double crochet, so my last stitch will end up being a single crochet. Go ahead and join to the top of that first stitch. And here you can already see that pattern forming. So that's how you would work the houndstooth print in the round. And I don't know where I set it, but oh, here we go. And here is how it looks when it's worked flat. Okay? All right, if you'd like to make my houndstooth beanie, the pattern again is linked below. If you guys found this tutorial helpful, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. Thank you.